What's up guys, Shane P here, and today we're going to be reviewing Marvel Comics Ultimate Spider-Man #1. Let's go. Alright, so before I get started for the review, here's a little, backdrop on the story that they are currently writing for Ultimate Spider-Man. It says 20 years ago, the Maker prevented a radioactive spider from biting young Peter Parker. He likewise prevented the creation of other superheroes and formed a secret council to rule the world from the shadows. When Tony Stark learned the dark history of his universe, he sought out to undo it, prompting the Maker's Council to attack Manhattan, killing thousands, and framed Stark for it. Peter Parker has lived his life unaware of the Maker's Council or the truth behind the spider, but that is about to change. So I'm just gonna go over some highlights and show you guys of things that I liked and I didn't like from this series, and then I'm just gonna give you my truly honest opinion on the whole issue as a whole, because a lot of people in the comic community are really invested into this story and this Spider-Man, as they should. But I just want to give you my highlights and my thoughts, and again, it's just my opinion. So far, this still right here, I can tell you I do not like the style of Peter, and the arts, is kind of like you know what I mean? I thought it was pretty cool that they added Jonathan Hickman, the writer, added Peter Parker being a family man, having kids. So here in this scene we have the infamous Mary Jane coming in here, but I just think that it's really weird that she has a ponytail, because it's like, I don't know, it's just weird. It's a weird little style for her, I don't know. Another shocker that we have in the book, as you guys can see, Uncle Ben's alive. He's alive, and he is as you guys can see, the managing editor of the Daily Bugle under Jonah, as you guys can see. So it's pretty cool to see him back. So that's pretty cool. This right here was kind of weird for me. We have Peter Parker coming in, and as you can see, Triple J, Jonah, is being cool to Peter and lending him his tie because he's going to this event. And yeah, I just thought that was weird of Jonah to do, because normally he busts his fucking chops and gives him a hard time, but I guess in this universe he doesn't. He's cool with him. And as you guys can see, in true Marvel fashion, you can't have everything go good for Peter. Instead of Uncle Ben being murdered and not being alive, they take away May Parker. That intro that when I read to you guys earlier, she was a part of one of the victims that were, the thousands lost in the Maker's attack on Manhattan. So yeah, and also check it out, man. We got freaking Daredevil as a priest, so that's pretty cool. So right after that whole memorial that they did for everybody that passed in the the attack from the Maker, Triple J, Jonah Jameson, freaking quits the Daily Bugle because of disagreement, and then Uncle Ben walks in and pretty much Kingpin offers him his job, and yeah, a big explosion just happens out of nowhere. And who causes the explosion? No other than the Green Goblin. But in this weird suit, man. I don't know. I just don't like the designs for the characters so far. I don't know if it's the art style or whatever is just not hitting for me. But that was crazy that happened. Peter Parker and Mary Jane get into this conversation on pretty much what Peter what he wants to do now, and Mary Jane's always supportive of whatever Peter does, and this one, as you can see, he opens up this weird sphere thing, and he's on top of the building that they live in, and he's looking down at it. The scene from last night, as you guys can see, this weird sphere type metallic box just starts just pushing out electricity from it, and Peter's freaking out, and there's some crazy stuff happening. So it was Tony Stark that put the, you know, the spheres, the little cube spear thing, and the spear starts, you know, disintegrating and like breaking apart, and it's opening up, and you guys can see it's a little tube with a spider in it. And you know what's about to happen next, right? That's right. So as you guys can see, he lets the spider out the tube. It bites him, and the rest is history. We have a universe with Uncle Ben being alive, Aunt May being dead, Triple J being cool with Peter and being like a mentor. We got Mary Jane rocking ponytails and stuff like that, still throwing out the Get 'em Tiger line, and yeah. And at the very last shot, you get the infamous Spider-Man pose, which pretty much looks like a freaking Batman the Animated Series type of pose. You know what I mean? I'm getting those vibes. It was a pretty decent read. It wasn't too bad. It wasn't like everybody was like making it out to be the greatest Spider-Man story of all time. I think we've been getting a lot of bad Amazing Spider-Man, you know, stories from Zeb Wells' run currently, and I think collectively a lot of people do not like that story. And this comes out, and this was actually pretty decent with character building, plot building. Everything was really well. For me, the art just did not hit with me. The story was pretty decent. I give this a solid 5.5 out of 10. So yeah, tell me if you guys liked it, and I'll catch you guys next time, all right? Peace!